It's your boy, Cream the Dream, on another beautiful week on here on Traffic Jam in Seattle. I hope you guys doing what you're supposed to do, being you're supposed to be. I got a good show for y'all. A lot to talk about, Cream the Dream, keep up with everything.
Get your entertainment news with Cream on the Traffic Jam Thursday at 4 p.m.
A new law is helping people save more money on prescription drug costs. You may also be able to save Medicare's Extra Help program. Your premium cost is zero and expenses are low. You should apply. Single individuals earning less than $23,000 a year or married couples earning less than $31,000 a year. Even if you don't think you qualify, you should still check out this program. Visit ssa.gov/extra help. Medicare costs are covered by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.
Hey, y'all. This is Dr. Traci Harrell, and you're watching Amplifying Impact with AI. And as you guys all know, I have been doing a show called the Living Powerfully Experience, and we combine those two things. So the idea of amplifying your impact today is building on what you just heard in the last show. Did you guys love that? That was so good. As I'm listening, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about today too. Similar concepts where he was talking about being your best self and being better today than you were yesterday. And I'm like, yes, see, these are not unique concepts, right? These are things that we know are true. And so what we're going to be talking about today, again, remember over the last couple of weeks, I've been doing mid-year check-ins, like this opportunity to pause and let's think about where we are, what we're doing, and where we're going. And so today, this is between you and you. It's a conversation between you and you, right? No more excuses. So we're going to talk about showing up for the life that you say you want, right? So it's a mid-year truth check-in. Hello, come on now. A mid-year truth check-in on purpose, on personal accountability. That's the you and you. This ain't between you and your accountability buddy. This is about you and you, right? And I'm going to talk about how you can use AI to help us to follow through. Like AI can be very powerful to help you actually follow through. So I am, again, Dr. Traci Harrell, and this is Amplifying Impact with AI and the Living Powerfully Experience. So what is most exciting, and this is our kind of central premise for today, is just this idea of, we often talk about living our best lives, right? We say that and it sounds, we post about it. I'm living my best life. We pray about it. Lord, help me to live my best life, right? We journal about it. And here's my vision. I know I have a vision letter, right, for 2026. So this idea of making vision boards about our best lives. But do you know what? We tell our friends about it. We getting ready to go live our best lives, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to do the thing that I said I was going to do. But at some point, we just have to ask ourselves, what are we actually doing today in this moment about, living the life that we say we want, right? And it's a conversation not about judging ourselves. Nope. Never, right? Not about attacking ourselves, right? And not about pretending that life is easy. It's really about becoming honest enough with ourselves to recognize where we've been, right? Have we been avoiding what matters? Sometimes, right? Have we been rationalizing, right, our lack of action? Rationalizing, because, I could rationalize my way in and out of almost anything, right? Repeating stories that really no longer serve us, right? This thing happened before, now all of a sudden, right, that's your truth? No. Just because one crazy person did something to you, right, does not mean that is who you are, what you deserve. right? Don't repeat those stories, right? Waiting for motivation. Just do it. That's a Nike theme. Just do it. And sometimes that's really what you need to do. Giving away time to others that we said we would use for ourselves. Raise your hand if you're guilty. Not guilty, but raise your hand if you've done that. I know. And listen, I'm preaching to myself. The best messages are to yourself too. So, right, breaking promises to ourselves is something that we often do. And we do it so often that it's easier to break a promise to ourselves than it is to break a promise to someone else. Hello? You keep promises to everybody else, but for us, right? So this episode is really about exploring the most important conversation that many of us will ever have, right? The conversation between you and you. I love that guy before it said, it's between me and me. So this is between me and between you and you. There's no competition. There's no competition between me and you, or you and the other person, or the Joneses across the street. No, this is about you and you, or me and me, and however you want to think about it. So this is the step that we're taking, that we globally, collectively can take together. The question is really, really simple. This is a show about amplifying impact. I say amplifying your imagination. You first. You got to be clear. What do you want to accomplish? And then the question is, how can I leverage tools, resources, AI potentially, to help me to get there? Right. So how can AI become a practical accountability partner that helps us remember, to reflect, to refocus, and to follow through? That's really what today is about. So the outcomes for today, right? These are my hopes for you. Is that we're going to conduct an honest mid-year assessment of our lives. We're going to identify those excuses and those internal narratives that keep us. We're going to distinguish compassion from self-permission. And we're going to clarify one meaningful commitment that you're ready to honor to yourself. And once you identify that commitment, we're going to create a simple AI-supported accountability system. There's all kinds of things you can do, right? But we're going to leave with a 24-hour action plan, a 7-day promise, and a 30-day focus. Cheers. I'm drinking more water. That's one of my promises. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so my goal was to really welcome my beautiful people. And thank you for joining us for another powerful episode of AI for Everyone and Living Powerfully with AI. And this is where we explore how to use artificial intelligence, not simply to do more work, but to truly live with greater intention, with greater clarity, with greater purpose, and more impact. I literally changed the name of my business to Amplifying Impact with AI, because that's really why I was put on this earth, to help people to amplify their impact and amplify my own as well. So come on, let's go. Anyway, so what I love to do, I'm a transformational coach and a consultant, an educator, a trainer, and a partner in helping people to live powerfully and to amplify your impact. So let's consider this a personal conversation where I'm here with you and for you, right? There's no need for us to be feeling anything but joy and peace. You may get a little uncomfortable when you start being honest with yourself, but the conversation is between you and you, right? Today's episode is called Between You and You. No more excuses. Showing up for the life you say you want. And so this mid-year check-in, I know it's past June 15th. I think that's when I did my first mid-year check-in. And I'm like, oh, this is so powerful. I got to keep it going at least through July, right? So we're going to keep the mid-year check-in going for the next 2 weeks. So it's this week and the next week. Okay. So this mid-year check-in, again, it's really about saying, am I showing up for myself? You got to ask yourself that question. This is actually going in my book as well, y'all. So just know that this is my accountability to myself, is making sure that I write out very clear and actionable steps for my people. And we're going to gift this book to the world by the end of this year. I know. Like it. So you got to ask yourself, am I showing up for myself? Am I living according to what I say matters, to what I actually say matters? Am I living according to that, right? That's a special question, meaning how do I show up with other people? So sometimes you may have to really pause and look outward. Am I living according to that? How am I showing up with others? Am I honoring my gifts? Like, I know I can see a whole bunch of information and do a whole bunch of things. And it's like, that's a gift. I show up here because I can do something really quickly and, provide valuable insights. Every presentation that I create, I make available to anyone who emails me and says, that was so good, I really want that presentation. By all means, it's my gift, right? So you want to ask, am I taking responsibility for the next chapter of your life? I had to pause on that one because responsibility is really about us saying, not today, but, how am I showing up for my future self? And then this is a question I love to ask, and I'm going to help you with this answer. I can't really help you with the other questions, but I can help you with this one. When I'm serving as a transformational coach, I do help people with those earlier questions. But when I think about how this question is, how can AI support me in staying accountable to the person I've decided to become? Remember the book that Michelle Obama wrote recently, and it was called Becoming? Right. I always use words that are gerunds, ing. So I say living powerfully or amplifying impact. We ain't done with it. This is what we're going to do. This is how I want to show up. I want to help people to amplify. So the idea of becoming the person that you want to, you become the person that you say you want to be every moment. It's like a decision by decision, right? So if you decide I'm drinking, this is water, but if you said I want to drink, more water, and instead you drink gin, I don't even like the taste of alcohol. That's just me. But these are choices that you get to make. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying this is a choice in this moment that we choose. And so that it's the decisions that we make, these little decisions day in and day out that determine our destiny. It's not the big ones. Right? I don't know what the big ones are, right? We could say a thing and it looks big and sounds big, but it's really the little steps that we take. So using AI to help you be more accountable, to provide reminders, to help you follow up and follow through. This is what I mean by, let's do it. Okay. So here we go. So I am going to move forward, and this is about living our best lives, right? Not just me living mine, but living your best life, right? It's not a phase. It's not a hashtag. It is like, how do we make sure? It's not a vacation photograph, right? It's a series of decisions, right? It's how do you show up in the morning? It's what do you do when you're tired? Are you snapping at people? Can people just expect you to be, a capital B when you're tired, right? What do you do after you disappoint yourself? Because, sometimes you say you're going to do a thing, the day ends and you haven't done it. And then you're like, do you refocus? Do you repivot? Do you say, okay, here's how I'm going to level up the next time? Right? It's important. When no one's applauding you, how do you show up? How do you motivate? How do you get excited? Right? That excitement oftentimes will wear off. Right? But the work remains. So you got to make sure, that you're anchoring yourself. Living your best life is not a caption. It is a calendar. Hello, it's a calendar. Your calendar tells your story. Where are you putting your time, right? Your bank statement tells a story too. Your habits tell a story, but your calendar, right? It is not a caption. Living my best life says, this is what I do at a certain point in time, right? This is what I do at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is what I do at 10 p.m. at night, right? This is how I show up. So you being consistent and having a calendar that lines up with what you say you want to do, AI can help you with that too. Right. So are the stories, right? Our conversations that we have with people, right? They tell a story too. And all of your unfinished commitments to yourself, they tell a story as well. We got to be real careful about those stories. So so you want to make sure if the stories that you're telling based on the actions that you're living, are they lined up with the life that you want? Is your calendar lined up? Are your conversations lined up? That's the question. So this is the question number 1. Wherever you're listening from, I just want you to take a moment and complete this sentence. Before this year is over, I want to be able to say that I finally blank. Again, before this year is over, I want to be able to say that I finally did what? Fill in the blank. Don't overthink it. Just whatever came to mind. This is what I want you to put in your mind. Took care of my health, started that business, completed the book, applied for that opportunity, that grant that I never applied for, created this financial plan, perhaps. ended the unhealthy friendship or this unhealthy relationship, right? Before the end of the year, I wanted to, come on, give me a list, repair some meaningful relationships. Maybe there's someone in your family you haven't spoken to for a while and you can't even remember why. Maybe I want to repair that relationship. Before the end of the year, you can ask yourself, do I want to get serious about my spiritual life, my connection with my creator? Nothing's more important to me than that one. Right? Before the end of the year, do you want to stop giving all your time away to other people and invest in yourself? Hello. Before the end of the year, do you want to finally feel rested? Like I took time to just rest? What do you want to finally begin? Whatever it is, we want you to write it down. Because the answer is going to travel with us throughout today's conversation, throughout the rest of this year. Right? So just come on, stay with me. Whatever it is, everything we talk about is about helping people to accomplish the goals in their life. We're going to be bringing tools. It's going to help you with health and wealth and businesses and all that kind of stuff. So living your best life is not merely talking about it, right? It can't be, right? We have to begin with a distinction. So there's a difference between wanting a result and being interested in a result and being committed to creating the result. When I do this, I'm saying, can you hear me? Are you listening? Hello. A lot of us are deeply interested in changing our lives. We're deeply interested in it, right? We consume the podcasts, we buy the books, we watch the videos, right? We save these inspirational quotes, right? But are you committed to creating the result? We may even purchase the equipment. You may have the treadmill and all the things that never get used. You may even register your business. You may join the gym. You may buy the planner. You may download the app. You may even enroll in the class. Hello. You may, but information is not transformation. Inspiration also is not implementation. We got to do the things. We got to show up and do some things, make some decisions in the moment to create the life that you want. And these are excuses. We've just allowed ourselves to excuse, the commitment to ourselves. Let me say that again. We've allowed ourselves to excuse the commitments to ourselves because somehow somebody else is more important. Unless you reframe your thinking to say, hey, before this year is over, I am going to do this for me. I'm going to focus on my health and wealth and well-being. Hello? Come on. I said inspiration is not implementation. We also said that intention by itself is not completion. Come on now, somebody. And if you ask yourself this question, why do you think people can know exactly what they need to do and still not do it? I'm talking to myself, so don't think I'm talking. I'm not trying to condemn anybody. I'm talking to myself too, because we all got areas in our life where we excel, and we got areas where we're like falling short, right? Because knowing what to do is being willing to knowing what to do and being willing to consistently do it are two different things, right? Sometimes we're afraid to do the thing. Okay. Sometimes we're exhausted. We're overwhelmed. Sometimes we just don't know where to begin. But sometimes we have to be honest. Sometimes we simply just keep negotiating with the commitment. We say, well, I'll start on Monday. Okay, well, I'll start next month. I'll do it between when things calm down. Things are never really going to calm down unless you calm them down, unless you make some decisions, right? You meditate, let them calm down in between, up in here, right? This is all you can control. You can't control the crazy around you, right? But you can control how you respond to the crazy around you. Hello. So am I waiting until I feel inspired? That won't work either. Do I need more information? You don't. We don't. We really don't. We know what to do. So do I need another certification? I think I thought I did in some way. I mean, I got way too many of the things. And it's like, I do want to finish one more, not because I need it, but because I want it, right? that I've been doing. But and I say that honestly, because, some people think they need a perfect plan. Just step one, right? I need somebody to do it with me. Do you really? Because nobody, they say we're born alone and we're going to die alone. I need everybody around me to understand what's happening. Hey, everybody. No, right? While we're waiting for the ideal moment, our lives continue moving. Have you ever paused and thought, dang, it's already July of 2026? We just celebrate the new year. My goodness, yes. The time is going to keep moving faster, it seems. Let me see if my producer is speaking to me in some way. Okay, I think he's not. Just checking. I heard something happening. I do have a beautiful presentation. I'll show it on the second half of the day. So really, this is about accountability, right? You do not have to condemn yourself to confront yourself. Okay, accountability is not abuse. It's not shaming yourself. It's not pretending that you have unlimited energy and unlimited resources, so you should be able to do it all, or unlimited capacity. No, accountability means you're willing to tell yourself the truth with enough love to do something constructive with it. So you get that? It's truth and love, not just truth. Some people would like to tell people the truth in a way. And if you're not used to having people around you that tell you the truth, then you're going to attack the people that tell you the truth because you're not used to it. You're just, you say one thing. I did that to someone and I actually ended a friendship. I didn't even know she was like that serious. I thought we were serious about what we said we were going to do. I'm like, well, what can you do? Yeah, you can't force someone to do what they said they wanted to do. And I'm thinking I'm helping you do this. And she's like, oops, sorry. Look, I got to stay focused on up in here. I can't be worried about someone else's choices, right? So there are legitimate obstacles. There are legitimate health challenges. So I'm not saying those are excuses. There are caregiving responsibilities. There are economic realities. There are systemic barriers. All of those things are true, right? There are absolutely seasons when survival requires almost everything we have. We're not minimizing any of that. That is 100% true. But even in difficult circumstances, there remains one important question. What is still within my power? What one little thing can I control completely, regardless of what's happening around me, right? Not what can I guarantee, but what choice can I make today? What response can I have today? What boundary can I leverage today? What request can I put into the world today? What decision can I make today? What next step is still available to me right now, given the situation and the circumstance that is before me? And it may be shenanigans, but what is still within my power? Does that make sense? Not what I can guarantee, but what is within my power, right? And sometimes that next step, it's not a dramatic step. It's a choice. It's a decision. And when you do things that are aligned with your decisions, like I said, decisions determine our destiny. It's those decisions where you decide, you know what, I'm gonna choose joy, regardless of what this person says. Because I'm gonna go to this meeting, they're gonna be, rank, stank, ugly, right? There's occasions where that happens, and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna choose joy. Regardless. So sometimes it's making a phone call, it's walking, for 10 minutes, it's opening the document and just admitting that we need help. That's a step. So just take one step in the right direction toward your goal. Does that make sense? It does. It does. Of course it does. We sometimes reject those small steps because it does not look impressive enough. All you need to do is one small step. We started talking about this when I was doing the PQ, positive intelligence. That's a whole, again, these aren't the separate, ideals. These are, these are all the lines. All of the basic, like I've read like 1,000 books. And I say that when I was in college. I think I stopped counting back then. So God only knows where I'm at now. Doesn't really matter. But a small step in the right direction is more powerful than a magnificent intention that never leaves your mind. I have a little fur baby here. It just tickled me. He wants some attention. So again, let me just say that again. A small step in the right direction toward the goals that you say you want, right? It's very powerful. I got 3 more minutes before the break, so let me keep going. I'm going to give you guys excited about a mini exercise, and then we're going to come back with some more really powerful quotes and content. Okay, so this is the mini exercise. Desire versus evidence. Okay, so take this statement that you completed earlier. Before this year is over, I want to be able to say that I finally, what are you guys going to say? I'm going to put mine out there. I want to say that I'm going to let you guys finish and then I'm going to come back and say mine at the end. I'm going to say mine at the middle after the break. Okay. So what evidence from the last 7 days demonstrates that this desire is currently a priority? You got to answer that question. So is that really a priority for you? So if it is, because you got to kind of ask yourself these questions, is that really a priority? Over the last 7 days, have you demonstrated that it's a priority? Because it might not be the one. You may be saying, you may be thinking it's about fitness and wellness. And then you're like, I just bought ice cream. And I have some ice cream in my freezer, some butter pecan ice cream in my freezer right now. I just need to say that. And I purchased it. It's not like it showed up, just to be clear. It didn't show up. And I got it because I was ordering an Instacart thing and I saw butter pecan and I was like, it's the holidays. So it's still kind of left over from the holidays. But I thought, and I had a little bit and it was good, but it wasn't great. So I allowed myself a little taste and I'm like, it's fine. Like I could have it if I want to, but I've decided it is actually not good for me. And what I'm going to do at some point in this show, I'm going to like literally pour water in it so I can't like dig it out, like put water in it and mix it up and flush it down the disposal. Because I'm like, that's a decision. That's evidence that I do want to live a healthier life. Like I don't need it. It's okay, but I don't need it, right? So that's evidence. These are choices, okay? So when you ask yourself, this is not a judgment question, it's really a data question. So is health a priority? What evidence appeared during the last 7 days that your health is a priority, right? Is your business a priority? What evidence, what did you build or send or study or offer or complete that would align with the fact that your business is a priority? Is financial stability a priority for you? What did you review or change or save or negotiate or earn? Right? So whatever the priority that you say before this year is over, I want to be able to say that I finally did this thing. Then you got to start putting evidence in place. What evidence says that this really is a priority for me? Because sometimes we've just been saying stuff, or maybe someone said it for you and you're like, it's really not a priority, right? And it's okay, right? If there's not much evidence, don't collapse into guilt. Get curious. So what's been receiving the time or the attention or the energy that I intended to give to this priority? Okay, so we're going to come back with a mid-year truth check because I know I got to go to break right now. We're going to come back with a mid-year truth check, and it's going to be meaningful because it's not only what did I accomplish, what did I fail to accomplish, what goals are left, but this is going to be a transformational check. So stay with us, you guys. We're going to come right back with more Amplifying Impact with AI. Thanks.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.rainieravenue radio.world.
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the fourth Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
The Wellspring of Life brings to you freedom, life, peace, joy, breakthroughs, miracles, salvation, hope, and much more. The life that Jesus Christ brings to humanity. Listen to Rainier Avenue Radio every Friday at 1 p.m. with Pastor Johnny Goroya.
Turn up your radio wherever you at. We about to bring it.
Street Beat with Tony B.
Tony B will give you a chance to tackle local, national, and international issues that affect your community.
Street Beat. Street Beat. Who, Tony?
It's that time of year again, summertime. Did you know that King County has over 200 parks and trails in our park system? And King County Metro's Trailhead Direct Service is returning. You can enjoy this fan-favorite seasonal transit service that makes getting to the trailhead from the city as easy as boarding a bus. Are you looking to get outside with a group? Well, with Community Van, which is a flexible community rideshare service, you can reserve a van for you and up to 12 people for no more than the price of a standard King County Metro bus fare. So whether you bike, walk, or roll, King County Parks has hundreds of miles of regional trails to enjoy. And while you're out there, share the path with other users. And if you have a dog that loves to run, take them to Marymore Park's off-leash dog area or another dog park near you. Gather with friends and family for a picnic, take your kids to the playground, or go for a walk on a nearby trail to connect with nature. King County Parks has something for everyone. This is your big backyard. Go to kingcounty.gov/fun finder to plan your next adventure.
Ladies and gentlemen. Speak up, Seattle. We are Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the station that cares.
Don't ever forget.
Hey, y'all. This is Dr. Traci Harrell, and we are having a real conversation today. Are we not? Come on now. We are talking about the excuses, the rationalizations, the justifications, right? It's really about having a conversation with ourselves, for ourselves. Hello? With ourselves and for ourselves. Really deciding that we are going to live a life. We're going to make decisions. We're going to make choices, right? We're going to show up for ourselves in a way that allows us to truly show up in excellence and have the life that we desire. And this is actually, a bit of a, moment in time. If you're willing to have a mid-year truth check, right? If you're willing to be really focused on, it's 7 parts. So we're going to go through it pretty quickly because there's so much I wanted to share. I'm going to do this week and next week. And I have a beautiful presentation, which I don't even think I'm going to share right now because I just want to get the information out there. And maybe I'll focus on sharing it next time because I've been told that I oftentimes share too much. So, stay with me here. I want you to be thinking more so than looking at my slides. I want you to just think about what I'm saying, and then we're going to go deeper next week as well. So if you think about this mid-year truth check, right? A meaningful check is not merely asking, what did you accomplish? What did you fail to accomplish? What goals are left, right? That's surface level. A transformational check, right? Really asks deeper questions. And it's seven parts. So if it's a 7-part mid-year check-in, and I'm saying this is about living powerfully, right? What did I say mattered? If you look back at the beginning of the year, what did you declare then? What did you pray for then? What did you hope for at the beginning of the year? And sometimes we're like, I don't know, child, the year, 6 months have gone by and I don't even remember. Well, that's why we get to pause right now and reallocate, right? Rededicate, reformulate, our commitment to ourselves. That's why mid-year check-in is so powerful. What did you put on your vision board? I didn't do a vision board. Got it. What did you put in your vision letter? I didn't do one. Fine. What do you want to do right now? Again, that question I ask you, what would you like to accomplish before the year is over? I finally did what? And tell yourself, what did you tell yourself? What would you like to tell yourself? What would you like to be different? Right? So you got to really understand what matters to you, not to your mama, nobody else. What matters to you? And then what has my behavior demonstrated? Right? That's an important question too. We can state some values and we can practice values. Sometimes they're not the same. So we say that our health matters, but we order ice cream. We buy ice cream. We buy a quart of ice cream. It has no nutritional value, by the way, and isn't even that good. That's kind of my thing. Like I'm allowed myself to taste it and be like, it doesn't even taste that good. It's fine. I like the pecans. So then I ordered some pecans. This I like. The ice cream, I'm like, not really. So we may say that our business matters while giving our most productive hours to everyone else. We may say that peace on the inside matters, but we volunteer for chaos. We keep surrounding ourselves with people who are chaotic. They say they're not. They sound like they're not, but they really are, because that's all they know, right? And so we say that financial freedom matters, but we refuse to look at the numbers. Hello. I'm working on that one for sure. So that's number 2. So what did we say matters? And then we're going to ask, that's number 1, right? What did we say? What did my behavior demonstrate? This is our reality check, a mid-year truth check. Were we aligned? Alignment. What did we say matter? And what did my behavior demonstrate? Number 3, what progress deserves to be celebrated? Right. So this is an invitation, right? To celebrate. You survived some things. Life was hard. You're like 75% of the people in my company got fired, right? And I'm still here. Ooh, sometimes you have survivor's remorse, but just like I'm still here. Or, I got let go from my job and I started a business and I was able to, or I saved, right, a chunk of that money and I'm actually building something new. So whatever it is, you do get to pause, and we ask you to pause and celebrate your success, right? Progress does deserve to be celebrated. Shoot, I got out of bed. Praise God. I asked for help. Thank you, Jesus. I started again, right? I stopped responding to something, right, that was negative, that used to drain me. And I don't give it energy anymore. Yeah, celebrate that. So we do want to celebrate wherever you are, because whatever you've done, you want to become. I became more honest with myself and with others, right? I made one healthier choice. I had less sodas, right? Whatever it is, you finally acknowledge what was not working. This is all progress that you get to celebrate. So celebrate it all, right? That's important too. And then you want to ask yourself again, honesty, mid-year truth check in. What am I avoiding? What have I been avoiding? What task keeps moving, right? This may be the most revealing question. What keeps moving? What conversation, maybe a tough conversation, what conversation remains unscheduled? What decisions are you hoping someone else will make for you? Well, if I don't do this, then they're going to have to do that. Sometimes not doing something is doing something, right? What document have you not opened? What number are you refusing to, what numbers, plural, are you refusing to examine? What truth have you known but avoided naming or claiming? Come on, that's number 4. Number 5 is, what story have I attached to the avoidance, right? Sometimes we do a thing and then we attach a story to it. And then that inner conversation appears, like you're really not ready. I'm too old. I'm too young. Nobody will support me. I always fail, right? Are you saying these things to yourself? These stories, they're not true, right? We call these limiting beliefs. As a transformational coach, you gotta work through the process, right? So you look at your patterns and you ask yourself these questions. I don't have enough. Enough of what? You got what you got. Let's keep it moving. Let's go with what we got, right? So people like me don't get opportunities like that. If you have a dream, have you been telling yourself those lies? I need more confidence, right? I'm too far behind, man. I should have started this a lifetime ago. If you think about it, what I love about that question is that the story is often more powerful than the circumstances, because the story tells us what we believe the circumstances mean. So you get to really re-examine things and tell yourself a different truth. And you also want to ask yourself, this is number 6. What is the cost of remaining unchanged? There's a thing that you want to do. And you want to say, man, by the end of the year, I really want this thing to be different. I finally did this. So you have to ask yourself, what is it costing you to remain unchanged? We regularly calculate the cost of action, but what will it cost to begin? What will it cost to invest? What will it cost to change? But we don't always calculate the cost of staying where we are, the cost of, being unchanged. I have a friend of mine, she loves chocolate. Even I'm like, that's a lot of sweets. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it costing your health, right? What is it costing your confidence when you don't do the thing that you know you can do? And when you don't do the thing that you know you were put on this earth to do, right? What is it costing your finances not to just put that business offer out there and get the right ones to come to you, right? What is it costing your family because they're watching? So if you have children or people around you and you're choosing, soda and chips and chocolate because it feels good after a long day of being, whatever. Maybe you don't like your job either. And you're like, oh, I need something to, something to create serotonin, some positive energy in my brain. There's other ways to do that than food. But what is it costing your family? And then think about yourself. What is it costing your peace? I'm going to take it to the next level where we started. What is it costing your future self? And what is it costing the people who need the gift that you keep postponing, putting into the universe? You have a story to tell. You have an overcoming story to tell. Start overcoming. Start choosing well, right? Decisions determine our destiny. So last step in this journey of conversation is, what is the next honest action that you can take? You don't need the whole plan, not the 5-year strategy. You don't need every step between here and the finish line. All you need to know is, what is the next honest action that I can take that will move me closer to that thing that I said I want to finally be closer to by the end of this year. Just one next honest action. Choosing water over soda. That's an honest action. It's moving me closer. Reflect and ask yourself. You can give yourself a score on in these areas, like your physical well-being. If you're like, I don't know really where to start, I don't know, I got so many areas, then you can score yourself on these areas in these categories and then decide which one, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe which one is the lowest or which one is in the middle where you want to go, whatever. Where do you want to see the greatest impact? Okay, so score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I am killing it, I could teach a class on it, and 1 being I'm struggling, 0 being I'm under the 8 ball, right? So physical well-being, where are you at with your physical well-being? Emotional well-being on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10, where you at? Spiritual alignment, where you at? Relationships, finances, scale of 0 to 10, your purpose and meaningful work. A lot of people, they do work, but they don't feel fulfilled. You gotta tap into your purpose to truly have that fulfillment, to know that I am doing exactly what I was meant to do. And it feels so good. It really does feel good when you're doing what you were meant to do with whom you were meant to do it. I think that part is really important as well. You got to do it with the right people. You got to surround yourself with the right people. So rest, joy, and personal fulfillment. Where are you at there? Score of 0 to 10. And then follow through and self-trust. So then circle the score again, that's asking for your attention. You'll know it when you see it, right? And then not necessarily the lowest score either. It could be the one that just is calling you. You know what? It's time. It's summer. I love walking. I actually so I want to focus on my physical well-being for the next 3 months or the next 6 months, whatever it is, right? So whatever, that's my thing. That's one of my things, is my physical well-being and my financial well-being. So I'm working on both of those. Okay. So again, have a conversation, choose a doorway, whatever happens, you get to decide, how you show up. You don't need to renovate the entire house today. You're choosing one doorway, one pathway toward that goal. So my physical well-being does not mean I'm going to fast for the day. No, you're going to choose a thing and you're going to move forward. And then you can leverage AI back to how can AI help you? Now that you've chosen that thing, right? You can ask AI to give me a 7-day plan on what I can do. And you can say, look, I've tried this before. I have a lot of distractions. This is who I am, blah, 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 blah. So the more you tell it about you, the better, right? And then it'll give you a plan. And if you say 7 days is too much, be like AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, 1 day at a time. So I need a plan for the day that's going to get me to focus on my fitness and wellness goals. And you can say, because I struggle with even eating. Some people work so much they forget to eat. Right. And then by the end of the day, they're like, oh, I need some ice cream. Right. I need some pizza. Right. And like I said, this is not This is we talking to ourselves, okay? So you want to ask yourself about better sleep. What can you do to improve your sleep, to have a better plan? So you can ask AI these questions, right? And I think it's really important to do so. Now, I realize I only have 10 minutes left on this show, and I have 4 more segments that I wrote up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to come back next week, but I'm going to go down to the end of this because I think this section I was going to review was called How Do You Show Up for Yourself, right? And it's important that we ask ourselves what showing up for yourself actually looks like, right? Does that mean you go to bed because tomorrow's energy matters too? How many of you guys don't get enough rest? Right? Do you prepare your food because health matters? Do you get some things prepared? You look at the financial statement because your future matters. These are some of the things that you could do to show up for yourself differently. Are you saying no to others because your capacity matters? Cheers. Are you asking for your rate, your desired rate, because your labor matters? This is what I'm worth. This is the people who can afford me get my attention. The people who can't, they shouldn't have my attention, right? Like, come on. Opening the blank document because your voice matters. So you're gonna move things forward. Finishing that application because your opportunity matters. These are things we can do, how we can show up for ourselves differently. You can ask for support from other people because your dream matters. You love that. You can rest without feeling guilty because your humanity matters. Come on now. Self-trust is built when your actions begin believing your words. Hello. Self-trust. It's like you've now decided that every time you make a promise to yourself and you honor it, you make a deposit into self-trust. Every time you make a promise and you casually abandon it, you make a withdrawal, right? So this does not mean you must perform perfectly. Plans change, bodies change, circumstances change. We get it. But there's a difference between consciously revising a commitment and repeatedly disappearing from your own life and deciding it really doesn't matter, right? So I'm gonna end this with a couple of my favorite books and some quotes from them. So this is about showing up for yourself, because this show really is about you showing up for yourself and then using tools, right, to help you get there. So there's a book, one of my favorite books is called Atomic Habits. It's by James Clear. And it says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So the principle is just really simple. Goals provide direction. I want to be healthier, but systems determine what repeatedly happens, right? I want to become healthier as a goal. Choosing the days that you're going to walk, preparing your foods, setting reminders, using AI to remind you, hey, it could give you, you could say, hey, I need some positive reinforcement on my calendar. And I need you to say, like, all those things can happen. I need you to send me an email. I need you to send me a text message, right? Like, those are the things that you can do for yourself. I want to write this book. That's a goal. But protecting 3 weekly writing appointments, that creates a system. Hey, I've decided. So you got to program it in. That's how you keep your life aligned to what you say you want. You plan it out. It's a system. It's a schedule. It's the calendar, right? You plan it out. So the issue may not be a lack of desire. It could just be, that you don't have any dependable structures. And that's why AI can be so valuable. It could be your little coach, the angel in your ear that whispers those things, right? And you can say, I need you to use the voice of whoever your favorite author is and give me some quotes, and you can have Oprah Winfrey or whomever, right? So you could do all kind of really cool things that will support your goals. Okay. I have a few more minutes. The 4 Agreements is another amazing book. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And basically the summary of that book is just always do your best. And there's 4 agreements. Your best will not look identical every day, right? Your capacity on a difficult day may differ from your capacity on an energized day. And I think that's important too. Debrina likes to talk about managing energy. And I think that's important too. The agreement is not to always be perfect. It is to stop intentionally giving your life less than the best that is honestly available today. That's good. Now that I just pulled out the parts from books that I've read that I know align with this concept of giving to yourself. This is one of the things I'm going to end this year saying, I love myself up, right? Stop intentionally giving your life less than the best that is honestly available today. Come on, y'all. Come on, less than the best. How many times do we do that? Oh, this is another one of my favorite books. It's by Mel Robbins. This book came out a few years ago. It was called The 5-Second Rule. And Robbins, she has practical teachings, and it's that hesitation creates a window in which fear, habit, and self-doubt can interrupt your action. So she basically says, count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do the thing, and then physically move toward the action before you negotiate yourself out of it. The 5-second rule, count down, 5, 4. If it's about getting out of bed in the morning by a certain time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm up. If it's about putting your shoes on and going for a walk, 5, 4, 3. I love that. Like, don't allow yourself the space to negotiate yourself out of it. So whatever that thing is, if you struggle getting out of the house to just walk in front of your house, you can just walk up and down. You don't have to go, right? You do all kinds of things. So these are choices that we make. I'm gonna keep moving. This is a quote from the Bible. Be ye doers of the word, not hearers of the word. This is the taking action part. It's possible to hear truth, to agree to the truth, to quote the truth, to teach the truth, and still refuse to practice the truth. We got to be doers, of the word. Insight becomes transformational when it enters our behavior, right? And you got to think about your beliefs too. So when something transforms, it's because you believe differently. Remember when I was saying earlier, like, these are the limiting beliefs? You just got to reverse them and say, I don't believe that. No, that's not true. The opposite is actually what's true for me, right? And so you can work through that process. And again, as a transformational coach, we can talk about your beliefs, but your beliefs will impact your emotions, or your emotions impact your actions impact, right? Anyway, we'll keep going. So this is, I got a few more minutes. So the 5 choices to extraordinary productivity. So this one I like too. So the question was, how do we show up best for ourselves? So there's 2 more books I'm going to reference, 2 of my other favorites. The 5 choices to extraordinary productivity. Scheduling the big rocks, don't sort gravel. So it says, don't merely announce your priority, give it an appointment. Place what matters into the calendar before the lower value demands consume the space, right? How many times do you go through your email? I may not look at my email for some extended period of time, because someone at IBM told me this a long time ago. They were like, when you got a big project, do the project. Don't let somebody's little raggedy emails come in and distract you, unless they're like, get the big rocks done, and then the gravel will fall where gravel falls. Okay, I'll keep moving. Sorry. Okay, last book and last reference is, and I mentioned this book in detail 2 weeks ago, I think it was. This is literally one of my favorite books. I've read it at least 20 times, and I only count books once when I read them, but I will read them multiple times. This is my every year book. I have multiple copies of it. Hi, baby cakes. It's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Now, there's several of his laws, his spiritual laws, that align with how we show up for ourselves. But this one, every choice shapes experience. So this is the law of karma, invites us to recognize that our choices produce consequences, right? So he calls it the law of karma, right? So when you do a thing, I say decisions determine your destiny. That's my language. Every choice, right, produces consequences. We know that to be true, but I think we don't fully embody it, because otherwise we'd be doing different things, right? We're creating our future not only through major decisions, but through repeated everyday choices, which means even when you don't do something, you're still creating your future. It's just not the future that you desire. So all you got to do is do one little baby thing toward your goals, and life changes. Isn't that awesome? Okay. How many minutes do I have left? When you're going to cut me off? So here, I'm going to get to the end. So these are the questions for you all. If you can put that in the chat, my producer, I would love that. So what is one promise I'm going to keep making to myself, right? And how many times have I postponed it? But what am I going to do right now? What promise can I make this week that I will do? What is one promise that I can make to myself? And then what will I ask AI to help me remember or to examine? Because you may want to go deeper, and you can talk to AI in a beautiful way and say, I need you to be my consultant right now, right? And I love therapists. I have a therapist too. We all should, right? But a decision without a place on the calendar is often only a preference. I'd like to do this, but I'm not doing it because I haven't scheduled it, right? And you can be like, I don't have a calendar. Yes, you do. Everybody shows up. You go to work between this hour and this hour. If you don't have write it down, you have a calendar. So I'm just saying, put it on it, put it somewhere so that you know it is going to happen at this time without question, without negotiation. So don't say things like I don't have time, because you got the same 24 hours in a day and you choose to do different things with your time. And then next week when we come back, we're going to talk about rationalizations. We're going to talk about justifications. I'm going to have this whole presentation. I have this beautiful presentation, but we're going to talk about those things because I want you guys to be able to come back and tell me, how did you do? Like, email me. Can you put my email up here too? And again, this has to be a loving truth test, right? Ask yourself questions and ask yourself, is it true, right? Are these things true for me? So you're not starting tomorrow, you're starting today, right? What can I do? Every walk is a vote, right? If you think about that Atomic Habits book, every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you wish to become. Come on now. The power of now. Eckhart Tolle, right? This moment is what matters. The past explains, the past, right? Right. The past can only explain your patterns, right? But the future, is really where you get to choose your destiny, right? It's only one moment in which you can make a choice, and that's the moment. So make the right choice in the moment. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. I think I got one more minute. The 5-second rule. We talk about the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Just do it. Action often comes before motivation. So when people are like, I didn't really feel like going, you said you were going to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's where Mel Robbins' whole book became, a huge bestseller, because movement generates momentum. So you got to sometimes move first, and then the motivation will come. Oh, I did that. Oh, I walked outside. Oh, I did the thing. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to stop. There's so much more I wanted to share, but I'm going to pause right now. And I want to do two things just as a closeout here, right? The excuse that I'm no longer willing to use against my future is what? Let me see. I got to see myself again. There are excuses that we make, right? We make excuses to ourselves all the time. So what excuse are you refusing to give? Come on now. Do I have any announcements, kind sir? Okay, so I think I do have some announcements, and I know that one that I can share is that if you want to continue to see amazing programming like this, you can donate to Rainier Avenue Radio at Venmo. There we go, right? Venmo so it's at Rainier Avenue Radio or radio at RainierAvenueRadio.world/donate. Okay, and guess who is there another announcement? Oh my goodness. Guess who's coming up next? My favorite sports show, Lid Line Sports. It's the fastest hour in sports, hosted by Pepe Otis and Michael Carter. So stay tuned for Lid Line Sports. And again, please join me next week. We're going to continue to work this. And I ask each of you to do the work, show up for yourself. And I promise you can have the life of your dreams.